Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Well, fuck me sideways. Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line! You shall not pass!
Something to think about if you throw trash on Texas highways. Somebody up there is going to be watching.
Oh no, you did not shoot that green shit at me!
I have you now.
Watch the birdie!
Must go faster.
Inconceivable!
Say hello to my little friend!
Come out, wherever you are.
Peekaboo!
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! Don't try it! 1 o'clock! Range! 590! Armor piercing, loaded!
Special delivery!
Target to...
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Gotcha, bitch!
Hello, everybody. You know what time it is. I know what time it is. That's right. It's time for Syntext Live. I hope you guys are doing good. And seriously, before we even get started, you guys are throwing in the super chat. So I have to throw in this one real quick to make sure you guys know.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
I very much appreciate you guys jumping in. And that's Demon and Brian. Let me get back up here in the comments. And Brian was the first one with the $10 super chat. And yeah, he loves his fat boy rolling up, so we'll keep that in the background. And he just simply says, enjoying the story. And sorry guys, I'm moving a little slower today because I kind of messed my shoulder up in the gym. I was doing seated curls, and when I lowered the weight, it caught on the edge of the seat and it twisted real hard. And unfortunately, it damaged me a little bit. But we got a $5 super chat from SS Demon, or I should say super chat. He says, I am here today. I leave at 10 p.m. to work, though. I start late today. Excited to be here, Sid. Miss you guys. Okay, I'll try to rush through things then, Demon, to make sure we get to the actual call-in section of today. I held it up because Demon said he's going to be here. I didn't know he's going to have to leave for work. Anyways, let's jump right into it. Apparently, some people are already dead and they know it. This one came up early last week as far as the stories go. Apparently, one of the references, only one person got it because the song Mercy Sakes Alive, we got us a convoy. Yes, the rocket sled on rails. Yes, that is directly from that whole thing. So, and there was also, apparently you guys like the joke on the 8th planet, how they had to dig deep into Uranus to put in subterranean cities. Oh, we got another $10 super chat from Erica. Oh my God. Sorry guys, hold on. This thing, oh man, it's malfunctioning. Hold on. Let me reset everything, guys. It's oh man, it's all messed up. Ah, shoot me. Ah, you motherfucker. I was having a lot of computer problems earlier, guys. I do apologize for that. That's my fault. And let me get this right. Okay. Okay, we got Erica. With a $10 super chat. She says, thanks for the amazing stories. I hope everything else is having a better week than I am having. Unfortunately, it seems like everybody's having bad luck. Like I said, I mean, I could probably show you guys. I got the straps on my shoulder to try and get a little relaxation inside the muscles. It's just hyperextended. I've torn the shoulder before. I know what it feels like. Thankfully, it's not a tear. If it was, I'd be heading to the hospital. Anyway, thank you, Erica. And we got a $5 super chat from Douglas Scarborough here. And he says, love the story, Sin. IMK? Which one's IMK? Oh, let me know. Sorry, I thought that was an I. That's an L. Let me know when you might be putting my ship in anti-piracy story. Okay. You know what? Hold on. Let me put that in. My ship. I know this is a reminder, and it's not a IRSC. Yeah, I sometimes I got to remind myself. I still got like 5 or 6 in the waiting to get started. So, but thank you for the $5 super chat right there. I'll try to get within the next week. I can't promise anything. As you guys know, I haven't been Johnny on the spot all week this week. It happens. However, I will say, well, I got some news towards the later, but. And yes, Alan, computer problems do happen. Doesn't mean I have to like them. All right. The only other thing here, it says, for already dead, somebody reminded victory always comes with a cost. Nothing's free. And that's just the way it is. But you know what? Unfortunately, that's all the end of those comments. So we're moving on to something familiar, which you guys were bugging with me about for a long time. Guys, what I don't mind writing this story, even though it takes a long time. What hurts me is actually what it hurts the channel. It actually does hurt the channel. You'll actually see the not the viewers, but the actual subscriptions drop whenever I post a new one. So you know that's one of the reasons I'm so hesitant. However, I will keep working on it. There are more chapters to come. There's at least 4 or 5 more to go before I can actually say that the saga is done. So anyway, everybody mentioned how the title, I Can Feel It Coming in the Air Tonight, was Phil Collins. Yes. However, you might want to verify how it's spelt. Again, the MC is a incubus and his mother, daughter, however you want to look at it, is a succubus. So when they sleep at the same time, everybody feels something in the air, and that something's probably poking someone else. So anyway, I got to take my drink of, I swear it's grape juice, YouTube, fermented. I'd raise it up for a toast, but my arm is actually hurting me a lot. It's like right there along the line, too. So anyways, the whole thing about Shinano, however you're supposed to pronounce it, I do not speak Japanese very well at all. Being named, actually somebody else put that in. I believe, Alan, you're the one who was bugging me so much to get this one up there, and they were surprised that such a name was being used. Then again, I grew up during a time where 6 foot tall bipedal turtles were raised by a Japanese rat and were named after Renaissance artists. So what do I got to say about names? And we'll go over names here in a bit. Only one person got the Jessica Rabbit. Only one that I saw got the Jessica Rabbit one. Remember, Jessica Rabbit, I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way. One of the best lines that I ever heard in any movie growing up. Probably one of the best lines ever. I had to alter it. Yeah, Erica beat me. She put it in just as I said that too. Anyways, but yeah, I had to alter it just a little bit because obviously she's not drawn. I do hope you guys enjoyed that one though. I do try to put some Easter eggs in there just a little bit. Now, here's one. A lot of people didn't know about this one. There is, with the Baron character, how his bones had to be worked on. There is a type of condition. It's for bovine in particular. If they're overworked, their bones tend to degrade. This is why you're supposed to give them adequate rest, or else they don't work after a few years. You can actually work them to the point where they break. It's not super common because people are smart enough to give their animals some time off. However, they've been going for so long that his bones had started to degrade. This condition, and don't ask me how to say what it is because it's a really long fucking word. I threw that in because I know people who are actual vets, and they told me about this when I was talking about the channel. They're like, "Oh yeah, put this in. It ought to be interesting." It goes away eventually. However, it's a lot easier when somebody has the ability to heal you where it heals faster. Also, I do have to say, somebody mentioned that the I'm not even sure where you're going with that, Deathbed. I just happened to see that corner of my eye and just paused me for a sec. Anyway, we'll get to the comments here in a bit. Anyways, where was I? Oh yes, for some reason YouTube inverted something familiar as far as playing them in order. Eventually, when I'm done with this saga, I will once again put them all into one video, and that's going to be like a 20 some odd hour video if anybody's going to watch that. But for right now, we're just sticking with this. I tried to fix it. I don't know if it's fixed. YouTube likes to just re-scramble shit just randomly. Somebody also mentioned how in something familiar, how the minotaurs eating the behemoths, since it's not their species, they shouldn't have a problem. It wasn't a biological problem. It was a culture thing. Pure and simple. It's like somebody walking up to me when I was a kid and saying, "Do you want to eat some of this dog?" I would have freaked the fuck out. Not that it's going to kill. I've had gogogi before. Okay, I was in Korea. I've had gogogi. I know what it is. And honestly, it doesn't taste much different than anything else they got there. We got it out of Mama San's tent, and she just cooked everything pretty much the same. I didn't know if I was eating dog or beef or whatever. It is what it is, and it was just some food we could get that wasn't an MRE. You know, meals rejected by the enemy. So that was pretty much it for something familiar. And then we moved on to something that was raised by humans. And as you guys can see, this is the new thumbnail. I just had a chance to finish chapter 3. It's in my velveteen digits right here. I got it done. It's just waiting for tonight with everybody's, super chats to be dropped in so I can finish it. Which is a good thing too, because if I had to do the whole thing tonight, it wouldn't probably come out till tomorrow. Because if I get too tired, guys, you can hear it. I sound terrible. Nothing's terrible when I'm looking at what's over my left shoulder right here. Yeah, hold on. Let me remove that. You see what's over my left shoulder. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, squeak, squeak, rub, rub, and all that. So anyways, raised by humans. Somebody said option 1 or option 2. Always take option 1 because option 2 is a bad idea. No kidding. Also, I'm not going to mention who, but somebody said, I hope this isn't like Starfleet Academy. Guys, if this ends up like Starfleet Academy, somebody show up and punch me in the face, like hard. I want to keep my teeth, but seriously, it's better not, with everything that's going on, if this turns into Starfleet Academy, no, that's just bad. Let's see. Now, I want to get into the names of the species. Hold on, I got them written down here. I want to get them in here exactly how I had them written down. Where the hell are they? Here we go. All right, now you have 6 species that we're working in this story. And if you guys are a little questionable on how these are actually named and how this goes, I'm going to go through each one because there seems to be a little confusion. Everybody knows human. That's an easy one. Okay. You have the untop, which is spelled UNTOP. Okay, that's the caramel color amphibians. Then you have the Kedemios. And originally I was going to put something else and I misspelled it and I just kind of went with it. Those are the light blue reptilians. Both, pretty much everything is humanoid, not fully human. Then there's the Titol, the insectoids. They have kind of a gray finish. And are kind of surprisingly soft to the touch. There's also the Mesowarni, which are a solid black humanoid skin, like charcoal black. Okay, like the color of my microphone black, including their hair is like a jet black. And the only thing you see is like these gray eyes, and it's just, it's kind of freaky to see. And then there's the Fukme, which are extremely pale and very, very tall. Just think of the tall whites and you're right around there. Okay, that's the 5 species on that. I wanted to get that out because there was some confusion. And if you guys haven't started laughing, thinking about the names of the untop, the Titol, the Mesowarni, and the Fukme, well, then your brain should be in the gutter because whatever. Okay, I mentioned that let me actually remove this. Okay, on to the next section. The analytics on the channel took a big hit. Not strictly from something familiar, but from just for some reason, I don't think this series is going over well. I'm going to limit it to about 5 chapters, and that's it. I don't have a choice, guys. I have to do one-off stories, and I don't just read them off Reddit, because to me, that's cheesy as fuck. But you know what? Or I should say, but at least people that do that can knock out like 5 or 6 a day, and they're good for a week. Whatever floats your boat. However, me, I create everything. And thanks to you guys actually sending stuff in. All right. All right. Before I move on to the next 2 things I want to talk about is really quick are the video games coming out. I got a full list. And the movies that are coming out, which honestly, some of them just shoot me. But I only got one. Actually, I got 2 extra videos, but one was sent, and that one is, well, I haven't seen this yet. I haven't seen any of this yet. So let's see if it works. I would say that's a camper move, but every time I hear somebody go, that's a camper move. No, that's being smart. I don't have any backup and I can't move. As far as I'm concerned, that's not a camper move. All right. Unfortunately, I don't have pictures for these. I'd like to, but Unfortunately, StreamYards does not let me set everything up the way I would like. I'm hoping eventually I can upgrade, but we'll see how that goes. All right, video games. I don't know if you guys have heard of any of these. We got Lords of Fallen 2. Okay, apparently the video game killers are going absolutely crazy because, oh no, the female characters look like females, and oh no, are they attractive? Oh my God, no! Heaven forbid that you actually do something right. Yeah, and that's Lords of the Fallen 2. We also have something called Cirrhosis. I'm like, I literally had to read that twice. I'm like, is that cirrhosis of the liver? What the fuck is that going on there? And I was like, what in the ever-loving shit? Well, apparently, the pre-sales look terrible. And then when you look at the actual sales, the word abysmal was used. Why? I didn't get into it. All I saw was the sales numbers. Speaking of numbers, we hit at least double digits, which we usually do about this time, which means the fleet is here. God damn it. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to, I actually threw that up. I haven't actually cut it yet, obviously, but I'll have to trim it on the front and the back end. Anyways, back to the other video games. We got Slay the Spire. Who comes up with these names? Seriously, who comes up with this shit? Now, I got some very bad news. If you guys were looking forward to it, cancel everything because they got one of the absolute worst people on the planet, Anedian Snarkison, or Snarkisnesian, whatever the fuck it is. She ruins everything. She sweet babies the piss out of everything, okay? She is poison for everything she fucking touches. So if you were thinking about that game, just cancel your pre-order. Already know that it's absolute shit. It's going to be absolute shit. It will always be absolute shit. And apparently, she's also for this Claire Obscart. What? Okay, sorry, I didn't get this right. Claire something. It's, oh my God. No. If she is attached to anything you love, you might as well stop watching it, stop enjoying it while it's still good. Because she will destroy everything. And that freaking cunt can freaking kiss my ass if she wants. And before she says, oh, what you're saying is slander. What you're saying is libel. It's called freedom of speech, bitch. All right. Another one that's coming out called Mixtape. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. Oh, God. That it looks like another round of Dragon Age 2. Only in the modern era. Also made for modern audiences. So you know it's going to suck balls. It's going to seriously suck some sweaty, nasty, diseased up sacks. It's just going to be terrible. Oi. Why do they have to ruin things we like? However, on the bright side, okay, apparently Shift Up has dropped PlayStation. Okay, and they have decided that they are not going to do the modern audience bullshit. So when that one comes up, That's one you can go to. Okay. Also, Crimson Desert. Now, I definitely not a game I'm usually into, but apparently they saw the backlash of their initial game. They have decided to end any and all censorship and say, fuck you, we'd rather make money. And apparently now it's very, very playable and very enjoyable. I haven't played it. I haven't enjoyed it. I'm just going by what the reviews are. And unfortunately, the last thing on here, Directive 8020, don't bother. Don't bother. It's modern audience slag. It's just terrible. So anyways, since I'm going into movies, let me throw another video up here. What else did I have? You know what? Let's go to one of the older ones here. How about this one? And we have another super chat, a $10 super chat from MTF Guard. Oh, sorry, wrong one.
For the Emperor!
And let me get you. And he says, this damn app never gave me notification. I was wondering why it's almost 7 and never saw anything from the live stream. All right, I set these up not too long in the future because, again, I'm having computer issues and I don't need to set one up just to actually have to delete it and redo the whole thing over again. I set them up around 1800-ish, maybe a little sooner, so I can make sure I got everything set. I have everything set in a separate box, and I just got to pull everything over. Certain videos that will be here every week. So, yeah. Thank you again, Guard. Sorry that you didn't get a notification. Unfortunately, YouTube is, well, they shot themselves in the ass and they're starting to spiral. All right, as far as movies go, it just came out, movie Kraken. Strange monster movie. It looks semi-promising. It is a European monster movie, so as far as your individual tastes, from what I saw, worth a watch at least. New Resident Evil is coming out. Is a giant question mark, guys. Giant fucking question mark. I don't know. I never really played the games, but it looks like they're trying to be more like the games. Okay, kind of like how Transformers nowadays looks like the actual show. It looks like they're trying to get as close to the games as they can, which I appreciate. Hold on. But I don't know if they're going to actually keep it on the level. Okay. I know Henry Cavill's doing Highlander now, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know. They're actually filming it in Scotland, which is a bonus. I mean, I kind of liked Highlander and I kind of didn't at the same time. It's, yeah. Let's see. There is another Minions movie. I don't know how a pile of yellow round turds suddenly became a cultural phenomenon besides misspeaking things and somehow being able to be twisted and cracked and spun and split and all this other shit and still be around. I just because they say banana like that. I just, what the fuck over. I've had my fill of Minions personally. If you're into the Minions, it looks like they're gonna do what they do. And you know what? More power to you. This one I was afraid to talk about. The He Not So Man looks absolute shitty. Okay? Everything they're doing in that movie is so fucking bad. First off, He-Man is not just a naturally built dude. He gets a lot bigger when he claims, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power. When he does that, he gets fucking huge. He goes from Pee Wee Herman to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, he just gets monstrous. Instead of just being put in a friggin', what do you want to call that? A furry thong that he has to wear. Bullshit, okay? That is a total slap in the face to people who watch the original, watch the remakes that came out. Netflix did a horrible job with it. And then I'm like, and then they tried to pivot to try and bring it back. And I'm just like, whatever, dude. It's not, no, absolutely. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, but that guy, he doesn't transform into He-Man. He turns into a gayer form of Prince Adam, and that's pretty fruity, okay? That is, I mean, seriously, that's what I see on TV. Tila is done wrong. Man-at-Arms is done wrong. Cringer is done. How do you fuck up Cringer? He's a green tiger. How do you fuck this up? Oh my God, it's all screwed. And now they're saying that Skeletor, instead of being the snarky, goofy sounding guy he was, who just happened to sound that way because of a curse that's on him, which was self-inflicted, if you know the lore. Instead of him being kind of that way, they decide to make him darker. And he's supposed to be, if you believe what they're saying, the masculine antagonist. He is the toxic masculine antagonist. And I just said no. And I feel like friggin' Rorschach from Watchmen. They're going to scream up, save us, and the rest of us are just going to go, no. You can wallow and die. It's bad enough that we can't get a decent movie, and pretty soon you're going to be able to get full-length movies on YouTube. You actually can get them now that are AI. And they're not great, but they're entertaining enough. Pretty soon, it'll be a lot better. I look at it this way. Look at how The Sims was when The Sims first came out, how blocky and shit like that, like the original PS1 type virtual reality. And now, the damn things look like, the girls behind me here, what, or, let me just rest my head on those for a second. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. I'm going down. I'm down the rabbit hole, guys. I'm climbing up as best I can. All right. The Odyssey movie, as in Iliad and the Odyssey, they're making that one over again, is not getting good reviews. Okay. Just no. Actually, what's really destroying them is the fact that they're also making a Troy movie with I kid you not, this woman is 5'1" and she's supposed to play Achilles, the most baddest of the badass motherfuckers of his era. No. Just no. I need a thing on here that says, what the fuck were you thinking? Seriously. And this is as close as I have. Task failed successfully. Did you make the movie? Yeah. Is it going to be good? No. So yeah, when they do Troy over again, just say no. Not worth it. I will say there was another trailer for the Coyote versus Acme. I still want to go see that. That looks fun. Here's one you could not pay me to watch. Jackass, like 50. I'm like, the only reason I would watch any of that is if Knoxville dies, like he's doing something stupid and he actually fucking dies or is permanently mutilated. I hate that cocksucker. He can fucking roll up into a ball and dive head first, or actually no, go feet first into a wood chipper for all I give a fuck. That dude is worthless. And I know some people like him. It's stoner comedy. I've never liked stoner comedy, but the guy just has this arrogance about him that just makes me want to beat the shit out of him. I start to lose it every single time. And not to mention, I've known people that tried to like even do half the shit they were showing. And yeah, you get fucked up. They don't show you they got medical staff on standby. They did almost die in the first movie when they jumped the golf cart and the thing they were supposed to smash didn't smash. And I was like, joy, yay! Watch them get hurt, yay! Not just get grossed out, but actually physically maimed. And one of the guys, he almost didn't make it. That was fun for me. But you could not pay me enough to watch that piece of shit. Fuck him. I would say fuck him in the ass, but that's his Tuesday night. All right. There's apparently one about 7 different snipers, and it looks silly, guys. It just, to me, it looks silly as fuck. Yeah, there's Skip saying Elliot Page is playing Achilles, a woman who is supposedly changed into a man, which is not physically possible without additional technology. Yeah, no. She's smaller than my forearm. My jacked up shoulder could actually do more fighting than she can right now. So yeah. Let's see. Next one on the line. There was an old movie came out when I was like in high school or early high school or late grade school called Practical Magic. They're making a second one with the same women. I believe it's Sandra Bullock and the lady who was married to Tom Cruise, whatever the fuck her name was. Those two are coming back. And if you're in a chick flicks, if you're in a female empowerment, then go for it. Just go for it. It's whatever floats your boat. However, one I am kind of looking forward to see. I'm kind of not. You guys know Evil Dead, right? One of the greatest cult classic horror films of all time. They're extending on it. We'll see how they do. We will see how they do. It looks not bad. Let's see. I know you guys like Super Troopers. I have a thing against dirty cops, so I won't watch it. If you guys enjoy it, by all means enjoy it. It's coming out. They're bringing back the same crew. Hear how it goes. And honestly, if I could get the soundbite for this, I would. Because we got Mortal Kombat coming out. And honestly, I don't care who you are. When you hear that friggin' techno riff kick in, you're ready to kick someone's ass. I don't care who you are. You're ready to beat someone's ass. They yell Mortal Kombat, and you're ready to fucking whoop somebody's ass fucking hard. So, yeah. All right. That's all the movie news I got right now. I just ran through them real quick. And where am I going to click on here? You know what? Here's a fairly long one. I need a small break, so let's hope this one works.
Continuing assault.
Пожарная тревога. Устранены. Concentrate fire on the target.
Target destroyed.
Крейсер противника уничтожен.
All right, guys. I was actually trying to get this damn thing to work. I swear, this thing hates me. I'm trying to get the come on, where is it, you bastard? It's for the call-in, guys, and I'm having trouble actually getting it to show up. It should be right here in the page I got opened. And it's not showing up for some strange fucking reason. I don't know why. Let's see. Here we go. You guys know that we do the call-in stream once a month. We skipped it last week, so we got call-ins this week. I only got a few spots open on here, so if you guys want, it's on StreamYards, and hopefully we get something familiar going on. If you guys want to talk about something on the channel that you like, don't like, or if you have a story idea, feel free to chime in, and I will have this open just in case. And while that's loading, while you guys are coming in, I want to talk about something that's been hitting the news. Now, obviously, this is not a news channel. And for some reason, War Sniper, I see you're trying, but your device is not connecting. Let me see. Says will not connect to their mic cam before you can add them to the stream. Yeah, War Sniper, I see that you're trying to get in. For some reason, it's not connecting to your system. Back on out and try it again. I don't know what's going on with that. That's weird. Anyways, guys, as far as like NASA's suddenly saying that there's aliens and stuff like that, honestly, two major things is one of two things is happening. Okay, either one, there is actual ETs heading our way, and they're trying to just get everybody ready so when they do land, we're not freaking the fuck out. I am not exactly sure about that. What I think it might be is Operation Bluebeam. And I'm going to, before I say anything else, I'm going to go on. We have, hold on, the War Sniper coming in. How you doing? Can you hear me? War Sniper, are you there? Okay, so, the microphone's on my end. I don't hear you. I don't see either. I don't know what's going on that one. Oh, man. War Sniper, I don't know what's going on. For some reason, it's not connecting on this side. Yeah, he just sent me a message. He doesn't know. I don't know what's... looks like we're not going to be able to do yours tonight, Sniper. I don't know what's going on. It might be mine. I was having some serious computer issues later, so I'm going to hold off, pull off for a minute, and then come back, and we'll see what's going on. Yeah, keep trying. But we have the one, the only Demon. How you doing, Demon? How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. I'm in the middle of cooking dinner at the same time, but since I'm here, I wanted to say hi, see how everybody's doing.
Yeah, I hope everybody's doing okay. And I'm, like I said, my shoulder is beyond screwed up. You guys, when I go to drink my grape juice, you notice I'm not raising my elbow because I gotta switch hands. Are you still there? Because you just froze. Oh shit. What happened? What the fuck? Seriously, what? Oh crap. You know what it might be? We got a storm rolling through here. We might have some problems. Hey, Demon, back out, try it again. I don't know what's going on. No, everything's checking out on my end. I don't know what's going on, Demon. For some reason, you froze. I see you. I mean, if I add you a stage and it doesn't even come up, I can see on the bottom, just kind of like staring at me. Yeah, guys, I don't know what the hell's going on. We had a bad windstorm here. We'll try it again in a couple of minutes and see if this works. I would hate, guys, this would make me the asshole. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, there he is.
There we go.
Okay, let's hope it holds this time, because every time there's a gust of wind here, bad shit happens. So,
all right, go.
Yep. Oh shit. Oh man, did it go again?
I think we're back. I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't know either. That's weird.
I was gonna say something, then all this crash stuff happened, and I forgot where I was going.
Well, we were on Aliens before you jumped in, so maybe that'll help.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you saw, because you know how YouTube hides my comments, but I got your MASH reference with the Hawkeye. I love that show.
Thank you. I wonder if anybody got that.
Yeah, even though I wasn't alive when the show first came out. I grew up watching it on old school TV over and over and over again. It's a classic. You can never go wrong with it. If I ever have kids, I'm going to make them watch it. I've been doing pretty well. I've been working all the time, as you guys know, and I miss being here. I'm thankful you guys still keep going, and that you don't have to go out of your way to make the call-in section happen on the days I happen to be able to show up, but I do appreciate it. I love your stories, man. I know the YouTube likes to screw with you and all, but don't give up. I'd be sad if you ever quit.
Yeah, I'm not quitting anytime soon, but it is what it is at this point. I have no plans on going on vacation, but I do have to say, planting season is coming up, like I said, and right now we're just waiting for the weather to be good enough to plant. It's a little cold here. So once that happens, I got to spend like entire days outside. I got 2 gardens I got to take care of. So fun. Anyways, but yeah, I'll be making sure I put as much out. Let me flip pages here. So I have, in case, story idea or something you want me to hit on, or any particular ones you want me to continue on.
I still have to finish the Unknown Fleet Part 2 for you. Life's just been so busy. I haven't been able to work on it. I got like part of it done, and I'm just kind of stuck there. I will get it done at some point. I will get it sent to you at some point. I noticed a couple people bring up a possible anti-piracy story. I did send you a ship that you could use for that. That you already have that. I don't need to send you that again. I was going to say the Resident Evil movie that's coming out. I'm excited for it, but my hopes aren't high.
Why do you say
the creator of the movie, he basically said this movie was going to exist, period, whether the name Resident Evil was attached or not. So it could just as easily not be a Resident Evil movie. It's just Capcom was like, we haven't had one in a while, so we'll support you. So they made some changes to make it more Resident Evil-y, but it basically would have been the same movie with or without the title. And
like World War Z, as soon as Brad Pitt got a hold of it, he's like, this is going to happen. It, by the way, is nothing like the books. It's absolutely nothing like the book.
And if you know the lore of Resident Evil, like it takes place like in this end of summer, beginning of fall, if I remember correctly. And in the movie, in some scenes and stuff, it starts snowing, so that's not canon. So it's not gonna be the Resident Evil the original fans love. But the guy has a history of making really good horror movies to begin with. So even if it's not exactly Resident Evil, it should still be a good movie. So I just say don't have your hopes super high for it being a Resident Evil movie, but I would still say it's going to be a good movie.
Yeah, I haven't had my hopes high for a lot of movies. I keep wanting to go to the movie theater, but at the same time, I'm like, my dad's always like, nobody shows up to visit or anything, or one of his friends shows up. I'm like, if I go to the movies, I feel like an asshole for not taking them. But he if I wouldn't take a Resident Evil movie, he'd probably be like, why'd you take me to this shit?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't normally go to the movies by myself either. But I fully get it. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know, like, based off the research I've done into it, because I am a Resident Evil fan, that it's still supposed to be a good movie. My hopes aren't high for being a Resident Evil movie.
So what about the other ones like Mortal Kombat? Are you looking forward to that one, or is that
I only just like this morning, like when I got off work, my brother was like, did you hear about the new Mortal Kombat? So I had no idea. I got to look into that. Okay. But with the way how Hollywood is anymore, I'm very iffy with any movie they come out. And I saw and I did see about the whole He-Man thing, and I'm very disappointed just from the trailer alone. I don't trust Hollywood anymore. I don't think anybody should.
I've got a bottle right here that's bigger than that guy's friggin' noodle arms.
Yes, you do.
I kind of laugh a lot because, I mean, you look at, let me put it to you this way. A lot of people nowadays, like my age to your age, are more like, oh, you guys never had to deal with what they call that physical whatever, where the unreal expectations were there.
Yeah.
If anybody says that, just show them a picture of He-Man and say, this is what I grew up with. You want to say this again? So, but the thing is, that was the character. He got bigger. He literally has the body and soul of the original He-Man from Grayskull. If people know the war, and the war is actually excessively dark. Like
it is, and a lot of people don't understand that.
I mean, it's the same thing with Transformers. I mean, that shit's dark, really fucking dark.
I mean, you got to think about when that stuff was made and how they're trying to do everything for the modern audience now. So they don't like dark, scary history. They got to make it all bubbly and rainbows. And as you know, Kathleen Kennedy says, put a chick in it, make her gay.
Yeah. that kills more movies.
Cartman. Yeah.
I will say this though, they tried a little bit in a couple of the movies, making it darker, but they went in the wrong direction. Like when they went on the ship and they saw like all the bots tore apart, or with the quintessons and stuff like that, they humanized them too much. Soundwave didn't act like Soundwave. Shockwave, I didn't even realize that was him until they said the name. They didn't look right.
Exactly. I'm 100% there with you. I was the same way. I was like, that's who that's supposed to be? Oh.
Yeah, and since when does he control a giant snake Hydra thing? I'm like, what am I?
Yeah, I don't remember that ever happening until that movie.
No, and the only thing that was that big was the space bridge receptor that would actually extend, go up, and catch the space bridge on the way down, so it didn't actually hit the planet. But in any case, I want to say this. I got a question for you, and this is for everybody else out there. I was going to look into extending the Transformer story that I was doing. Is that something you guys wanted, or should I back burner that one? What's your take?
So asking me is probably like the wrong person to ask, because I've not found a single thing you've ever done that I hate. I like everything you've done. So anything you want to give us, I am quite happy with it, period.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, sure, you might have some stories that are less amazing than others, but there's not a single story you've ever done that I've listened to so far that I don't like. Okay. So the more you're willing to put out, the happier I am, because it's the more I get to listen to.
You know,
I'm sure there are other people that feel the same way. I personally really enjoyed your Transformers story. It is one of my more favorites. I'd probably say it's in my top 10 out of all the stories you've done. So I do really enjoy it. I would like to see more of it if you're willing to do it. But at the same time, I'm probably the wrong person to ask, because I'll say yes to anything you want to put out.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll leave that for the comments section for them to put it out to say. Hint, hint, guys. Comment section. Anyways. Yeah. What was the other one here? There was another one. Evil Dead. Are you a Evil Dead fan at all? Because you seem to know horror movies and whatnot.
God, I haven't seen those movies in a long time. I'll have to rewatch them again here. It's been a while since I watched them, but yes, Evil Dead was a good good franchise. I do enjoy it. With the book,
the book of the Necronomicon.
Necronomicon. I should know that by heart, but yet here I am struggling with it. Yeah, but then fucking Ash and all that. That actor Campbell is great. I even though the TV series he had not too long ago didn't hit the same as the movies, it still wasn't bad. Campbell's he's a good actor. I like him.
He was the best part of that entire series. I think
he really was. He made it what it was.
Yeah, I think the direction they took was a little off. Yeah, granted, you got to see Lucy Loveless tits, but I mean, serious. Watch Rome, and you can see her boobs like every other episodes. I mean,
Yes, that's true.
that's what happens with actresses who ain't there yet. They just flash those things. So, anyways,
Yeah.
okay. Any other movies or games you wanted to bring up, or stories or whatnot?
If I would have been here last week, I would have probably had a couple, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. To be honest, I'm multitasking. As I said, I'm actually, my alarm's going off. I gotta go get my food out of the oven.
Okay, well, in that
I'll
case,
think of something at some point. It was nice talking to you. I know you probably got other people in the line to go. I'll let them go because I got stuff to do too.
I'm looking here. Unfortunately, I had to look around my camera. We got War Sniper, and the only other one there. I don't know if it's going to work, so we'll see here. But anyway, thank you, Demon, for being here. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, thanks for having me again. I miss you guys and wish me luck. I got a date on Saturday. Hopefully it goes well.
Oh yeah, just everybody, quick, grab a glass. Everybody, salute Demon. Here's a great first date for you.
Hopefully it goes well, and if it goes well, maybe I can drag someone else into the Sin Pirate crew.
I like that. All right, I'll catch you later, man.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, let's try. I know War Sniper, you've been sitting back there for a while. I'm gonna try and get you in. And are you there? Yes,
it works now.
We got him. Hey, War Sniper, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Looking at my ship in my dock. If I am share screen, does it now work?
I'm still not getting a picture.
There it is.
Is it?
Can you see it?
There we go.
So yeah, they finally have the event that you can get the character of the story of something familiar as your ship girl. So on your ship.
And there you go.
This is the true history ship of Shinano. The true ship. I have it skinned, but yeah.
Yeah. And unlike the hair, this one's blue.
No, it's not blue hair. This is the white hair, Kitsune.
Yeah, I said unlike
made of Shinano.
unlike the hair, because a lot of people, anybody out there, I just let you know, War Sniper had to set me straight about Shinano herself, because originally I had her swapped with a different one with purple hair. So he actually was the one who came up with a fix to make sure we got the right Kitsune out there. So by all means, if you guys send anything, you know it's the right way, let me know so I can fix it. So
also to the people here, a little announcement. If you plan to buy any crates to get the ship version of Shinano, so not this one, but the L version, don't do it. It is technically the same ship. Get the steel version and only buy the commander itself. So you just have both the ship and the commander, as I said. The ship is the same ship. It is just not worth spending your money on World of Warships for it. Just a little announcement to just warn everybody. Just don't grind for the ship. Just only get the commander and then go for the steel ship that you can get in the game by just playing clan battles.
All right, good to know. You guys hear that? If you're a war, or this is War Thunder, right? Is this War Thunder or
World of Warships?
World of Warships. Okay, just had to make sure we're right. So anybody who's playing that, good advice for you. Me personally, I don't have time to play. If I did, I'd be more of an aircraft carrier type of guy myself.
Yeah, like this.
I'd be really going into this. Now, me personally, I'd be looking into, like, he's putting up the Enterprise there. I'd use the Enterprise or the Yorktown or something like that. Or if I wanted to get something faster, I'd grab the Hornet. But of course, you could get something, bigger. I believe the Enterprise is still the biggest one on there. Is it the Roosevelt?
I think Roosevelt is more modern carrier. I think.
So it's the next gen. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. I think around in this area of those type of carriers.
That's
Roosevelt.
Yeah, that's still the single flight deck. Yeah, it's not the split like we have nowadays.
Yeah. If
That's right.
I'm
I
thinking
don't think
right,
they,
give me a moment.
honestly, I think those
Oh, those ones have kind of a second deck.
yeah,
Here.
that was the original start of that, so they could launch more at the same time, and they could also land and launch at the same time, which was a really good idea.
Yeah.
Now I
The
will
one that
say, go ahead.
more like is this one.
Is
The
that
Yamato class
oh boy?
that has both the front cannons, but instead of the Yamato, it has an aircraft on the back, so it is a hybrid battleship. Like
Okay,
by Yamato herself, I have the blue steel version of it. You see that it has the back turret.
Hmm.
So by Aki, you don't have that, so you don't have the problem you get hit in your citadel area because you're quite weak in that. One good shot and you get really, really hit by the citadel by if it is a battle cruiser or a battleship. So
See,
yeah.
when they did all these ships, I've seen a few videos on people fighting these, not just the ones you've sent in, but I see some other guys I know who actually do like shorts videos, and it just amazes me how they strip out the belt armor right around the battle bridge, which is what the Citadel is. A lot of people don't know this, but the actual Citadel is a hardened, like 1.5 foot thick steel, like cylinder in the center, so that if the bridge is taken out, you can still run the entire ship from in there, and you don't lose command and control. However, in the game, they strip all this down, and it amazes me because that is one of the absolute hardest sections of the ship. And like you were saying, War Sniper, you get even clipped and suddenly you lose. What would be the percentage you lose if you were hit there?
Really depending on the rounds, but if you get, let's say, a Yamato gun hits you, well, you can lose between 25% or even 40% of your HP in one go.
Yeah, there you go. It's
and that's just one round. And if you get hit by all the rounds, you're just getting, just jumped out of the water.
yeah,
That's what.
somebody hit the delete button on you.
Yeah, blown out of the water.
Yeah. And the now nothing against the actual Japanese sailors. I'm sure they were good men. It's just that ship was outdated by the time World War II actually started. And that's not a again, it's not a hit on them, but they actually used to call it, I believe, the Hotel Yamamoto, specifically because it was so expensive to take it out. Good ship, but it sucked fuel down like crazy.
Also, your favorite ship, Iowa.
Well, I like the Iowa class, yes.
Yeah,
The main
this
reason
is New
is,
Jersey as commander.
oh yeah, the one that said, see that island? Fuck that island. I'm just gonna take it out.
That is with Wisconsin, not New Jersey.
Wait, I thought Wisconsin was the one who took out the artillery emplacement.
Yeah, that is Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not New Jersey.
New Jersey was set, and they actually said it sunk an island. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's very easy to get them mixed up because they're all designed pretty much identical. And
That's
one of
indeed.
the key things, also the difference between them, is the fact that if you look between the Yamamoto or the Yamato. Sorry, why did I say Yamato? The Yamato, between the Yamato class and the Iowa class, you'll find the Yamato class to be also much wider. And that's also one of the reasons why it should be very hard to take down. That thing was just loaded with armor. And if it wasn't for the fact that aircraft could get really close, because it was covered in guns, but it wasn't truly designed for anti-air. But that thing was, it was wide because it never had to worry about going through the Panama Canal. And that's why the Iowa class is so narrow. But the bonus on that is if you're firing at range, it gives a smaller silhouette if you're pointing the bow towards it. Now, this one you're showing right now, if you're pointing the bow towards it and you have all those aircraft in the back, well, what's the old phrase? Baby got back. You know,
With
she got,
Aki, it is just pure hold your nose towards the enemy so they cannot hit your citadel, and just launch an aircraft while you're firing your guns.
yeah. If that's the
So crazy
tactic
she
there,
is.
then the something like the Richelieu, I believe that's what it's called. It's a French battleship. It had 4 guns per turret, only 2 turrets, and they're all both on the front.
Rigolo?
The I think it's called the Richelieu.
Yeah, give me a moment.
Yeah, that
This
just
one.
yep. That thing was designed literally to see the enemy, turn towards them, and then just drive as fast as possible. Those rear guns were just to cover your ass a little bit. But in any type of jousting, that was one of the best designs. But on a broadside at range, I'm sorry, it sucked.
Yeah. Another question though.
Yeah.
Did you saw the story ID for something familiar that I sent you through the mail?
Okay, you're gonna have to say that again because all I heard was through the mail. My speaker kind of.
Yeah, I sent it through the mail and a story idea for next episode or the episode after that of something familiar.
I have not received anything in the mail yet.
Well, I
you
can
sent the PO box.
tell because I'm now speaking to you anyway. I had the idea that when Fiona came out to protect the little village on that in that episode, an other dragon would have came out too, but that dragon wasn't visible at all. It was in full stealth mode because it is a shadow dragon, and the idea is that she is right now at this point while the MC group is moving, scouting the other group that it is chasing the MC's group, and best way to say, she and the MC's dragon has a funny relationship with each other.
Well, you're talking about Rocky or Rocky.
Rocky, yeah.
Okay.
Rocky and the Shadow Dragon has a kind of a relationship with each other.
Now, for
But
that,
that is inside of the mail that I explained to you. Because
okay.
yeah, I also don't know what the end of the story is, so I gave an idea of what an end can be. What kind of end?
Okay. Now, I will say this: if I was to use this, that Shadow Dragon would have to be very young, because Rocky himself is only about 10 years old.
She's a just young adult, just became an adult, so around 18 she is. But Rocky has won from her in their training battle, and she told him, "Get 18, and then we can get together," because she has her own standards.
Wow. Given the fact that this is semi-medieval, 18 might be considered old. I know that sounds weird to a lot of people, and no, I don't condone anything younger than that. I'm simply saying for the time and depending on the sector. Now, just like he might end up taking after his dad. Now, there's, or well, his summoner, or however you want to put that. The actual MC before he got rehashed, reborn, whatever the hell you want to call it. There's, I don't want to actually give too much away because there are certain oh shit moments coming you guys' way for it. But there's some extra bonuses that if he wants to be like his dad, he's going to be like, oh shit, I might have to sacrifice a few things or delay a lot of shit. I'll see what I can do about putting this in. Like I said, I got here another dragon came out, stealth dragon as a shadow dragon. Now
she's black purple.
Black purple. Okay. Oh,
Trainer species, but black purple. She is the child of the second wife of Verna, so Musashi.
Hold on, daughter of Musashi. Okay. I think I'm gonna go eat some sashi here in a couple of days. Well,
Yeah.
well, my dad doesn't know his birthday's coming up, so I'm gonna take him to the new sushi place down the road.
But yeah, read the mail through that I have sent it to you, and
Hmm.
you will get all the information.
Okay, I will see what I can do with this. I will not promise anything I cannot deliver. I'm just gonna
She's
let you
just
know.
a side character that is just an intelligence gatherer. Best way to say. She's not an OP dragon. She's just scouting and holding an eye on the group that is going after the MC's group because Rocky is there. And she's a little bit concerned about him.
So does she look at him more of a potential spouse or like a little brother?
Potential mate.
Okay.
But he has to become 18 first.
Hmm.
Because he had
Considering-
won from her in battle.
Yeah.
And then
Considering
following
he's
the rules of the dragons, if a female has lost from a male dragon, she becomes his mate.
Okay, so okay. I could probably use something like that pretty easy. I mean, that was actually let's see, what was it? Lash, the ogre, the orc, she was similar to that. I have all the stuff is downstairs. I don't have everything in front of me. But when what was it? God damn it. Not our minotaur, the centaur, he had to actually defeat the centaur females to be considered a mate, that's not far fetched at all as far as the storyline is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Again, I so want to comment more, but I don't want to give away what's going to be kind of a twist coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and so, anyways, aside from that, is there anything else you want to bring up?
The only thing is to hold an eye on Helldivers 2 because all their comments are mostly negative. The game is really going heavily deep into the abyss right now, so holding an eye on it is smart because maybe there is some fun getting out of it of the whole situation.
So, why do you mean? Why do you say it's going downhill? That's
It is going very downhill because the makers of the game are fucking up badly. Because they are not listening to their people. They are doing their own thing, not listening to the what people want them to have. They are getting giving new Macs. Well, they want Mac customization and all, and they are getting some weapons lower, some other weapons higher. They even got some enemies that had medium pen skeletons. They make the heavy pen, and with that they make also their whole community explode. So yeah, they are really, really, walking in the minefield right now.
wow.
They have fixed the medium to heavy back to medium, but it is still not good, and Steam reviews are mostly negative right now.
What it sounds like is a lot of private equities getting in these companies, and they're deciding to say, it'd be a good idea. And the good idea fairy shows up, and they don't realize they got to kill that motherfucker as soon as it shows up because a good idea fairy is never good. But yeah, hopefully you're right. It turns out good. Now, me personally, I didn't play Helldivers. I was a huge Starship Troopers fan when I was a kid. I mean, I still like the original movie. As campy and as stupid as it is, and as much as I could actually reach over and grab the copy of the book I have literally 6 feet away from me. I mean, it's one of the best books I ever read. But it takes after Starship Troopers so much that I could, it just kind of works for me, However, I just don't have the time to play. It'd be nice if I did, if I wasn't doing this, I'd be some guy who sits around all day and plays video games and nothing else, being retired. But you know what? Life isn't that way. Anyways,
one more thing.
Yeah.
I saw that intro of yours with all the ships warping in and all that. I like the idea. That's just a suggestion that at some point, if you find someone that can do that, you bring in all the ships that of all the people that have bring in ships of what their personal ships are, and make an intro with that. warping in the actual community video of all the ships warping in.
Well, I didn't actually make that video. I copied the video.
Mhm.
That's not mine. I have to edit it a little bit, cut the front and end off a little. But I don't, as far as the AI to do that, I definitely do not have time to do that. Not to mention, I have to learn how.
But yeah,
So-
I just like the idea if you make that at some point in the community intro video of all the communities, their ships warping in. As that as a community intro, as if when all the people of the community join into the stream, just as a fun thing.
Yeah, if I'll tell you what, if I end up getting a hold of an editor and I can get them to do that, I'll do that, and it'll be probably only be about 30 seconds where everybody comes in and you'll see your name across the side of one of the vessels.
Mm-hmm.
And I originally I wanted the one that you guys can find on YouTube called Starship Troopers Vietnam. And unfortunately, because they had copyright music, it won't cut. It won't come off. So I thought that one was really good. I might grab one or two more because let's face it, who doesn't like Helldivers?
I really love Helldivers, but I really don't like how the makers of the game fuck it up.
Yeah. Well, that's private equity for you. They find it used to be they would find a failing company, they would buy it and they would build it up and then sell it off to someone else. Now private equity is going in, finding a preset whatever. You could say Disney was private equity when it bought Star Wars, and look what they did. They're like, oh, we want to change it down to fundamental levels. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I could fix Star Wars fairly easily. You give me one season of The Mandalorian, and I would change everybody's opinion. However,
you know for sure you can do that.
Oh, I know for a fact I can do that. Oh, as far as actually get in, probably not. As far as fixing it, I know I can. It's actually not hard to fix. And I can tell you guys right now how I'd fix it. I'd bring it back to its original. However, all you do is have a season-long saga where they're going in, they have to do a contract where they have to save, we'll say, a bunch of kids or something like that. And they go through their whole rigmarole, but the guy who commissioned them is like, you'll see him every so often, and he looks worse and worse and worse. And at the end of the series or end of the season, he's basically like, they literally have to throw him into a bacta tank before he fucking dies. But he before he leaves, he gives command of something over to them, and they go and they find out he had actually restored a couple of the old Vendor class Star Destroyers, a couple of the Clone War CCS, CSI, whatever the fuck they call themselves, like ships, including like one dreadnought, and they're just going to be like, we now have our fleet, and that would be the ending to show what's coming up. And then it would bring them, the Mandalorians, back to where they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So
really
I mean,
cool, yeah.
And you know, there's so you get to see them do what they do, and then they get this huge payoff at the end, which is kind of what the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why the character who commissions him dies off is so he doesn't overshadow the Mandalorian in his own show.
I was for a moment thinking that character, because he was becoming worse and worse and worse, is because he was using the dark side, and because of that, yeah, his body is going bad hill.
No, the original plan was for that character in particular. His colony got attacked. They took all the kids and most of the women, and he's injured from the attack, like he's missing parts. But he's saying everybody else is going to get fixed up before me, but there's so many people that need to be fixed up in the very, very small amount of medical facilities they have. He's degrading while he's waiting for everybody else to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And if the fans want that character to come back, you give the option there by putting him into the bacta tank. Then maybe you can bring him back if the fans want.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it leaves it open for more stuff, and it also allows them, they got their home planet back. Now they got their fleet back. The only thing they're missing is personnel. Oh, wait, all those kids they just saved? They're given the option to train as Mandalorians. Boom, fucking beer me.
Yeah. I would like to see that as a film.
Like I said, it's a lot easier to fix than people think. They
Yeah.
think it has to be super complicated, but being super overcomplicated is what got them in that mess. Anyways, I got nothing else on this end. Sniper, if you got anything else to say,
Nothing so far. I will just see how something familiar will continue, and I will just keep trying to get that side story further rolling because I got so distracted again. Still
Okay.
have to listen back to the original ones of understanding what you did essentially, because I have to keep trying to stay around the original, its lore and all that.
Mm.
In the same ways how it is being set and all that. So yeah.
That's actually the reason why on this chapter 2 of Raised by Humans, I did the whole thing about laying it out. It's actually right here on this. I'll show it on the screen. I had it written out longhand with all the different other species, what they look like and everything like that. And I had to do that so I have something to reference as well. So I only say that because I understand what you're saying and I appreciate it, because creating something like this, you have to have consistency. And everybody appreciates when you can keep consistency, especially me.
But me, I can only, well, maybe when after that the ship that's a small spoiler gets a blind jump because of something, I maybe have to really check back on all those species and all that, because later in the story it is going to be a little important because of the MC finding a particular device, and that device is saying, "Yeah, I'm an AI and I know everything about every single story, about every single species." And then I have to figure out what species what where again.
Okay, hey, remember to keep the spoilers down to a minimum, there, man. Don't give too much away.
I'm a little bit too trigger happy.
I used to be the same way. Okay, well, on that note, War Sniper, I'm gonna send you off here, and thank you again for being with us tonight.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night. All right, that was a fun conversation. All right, since we don't have hold on. Okay, there it goes. It took a second to cut off. All right. Let's go up we're going to hit the comment section here. We're going to go way up towards the top here. And we're going to stop over here right about maybe a half an hour after we started. Where's 6:30? There's 6:30 right there. And of course, there's Douglas saying, "Hey, you guys." I shouldn't quote that because I don't like that movie, but whatever. And see all the super chats there. Let me see. Let's see. Alan saying computer problems happen. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I thought honestly that my computer died about an hour before we started. I was freaking the fuck, like seriously freaking out. But I think what happened is I activated everything at the same time. Normally I'll I'll turn the TV on, then I'll wait a few seconds, turn on the computer, then I'll come and turn the soundboard on. Then I'll go and turn the mic on. Then instead I was like click, 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 click real fast. And everything was switching on. I think it overloaded the system. Let's see. Eric is here. I'm not bad. I'm just drawing that way. Yep, we were talking about that earlier. Yep, but Jessica Rabbit, still the most amazing thing drawn in 2D. Sorry, ladies behind me, but you're 3D, and we're talking 2D at this point. All right. See, Doug says, it's okay, Sin. The crew of my ship had a clear policy towards pirates. Most pirates are given a chance to spill the beans on activities and other pirates, or they get spaced. Which, by the way, if you have no idea how bad spacing can be, think of it this way. You ever actually get the wind knocked out of you? Well, try being there with the realization there's no air to suck in anymore, let alone or anything. Not to mention the air is going to be yanked out of your lungs. Plus, you have no feeling of anything if you're still in the airlock because the sun hasn't hit you. and the cold hasn't permeated through, because that's not how it works. If you are spaced out into actual space, not only are you choking to death, but whichever side is on the local star is burning, like third-degree burns, which you're going to feel, and the other side is literally freezing, which you're going to feel. And if you're moving and rotating, you're going to spit roast the freezing and burning, at least for a few seconds, until you go into freaking shock. I can think of very few worse ways to go. Okay, Deathbed says, so Sin, have you indulged in Mima's haptic love suite? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Haptic love suite? What are you talking about? I don't know. That sounds like a bunch of Bolshevik.
There, I said it. Bolsheviks. Bolsheviks. Now drink.
All right. Let's see. Where are we here? Erica says, Draven, Lord of Ravens. You just helped with world building. Thank you so much. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, that was Wings of Freedom commercial that came in. I could probably play it again later. Again, I gotta chop it. Let's see. We had War Sniper on here. Executor and destruction name of Super Destroyer. Ooh. Deathbed here. Yeah, I'm the one who sent you the Bandcamp link. Not sure if I saw it. It must have been on Discord. Unfortunately, I haven't even got on my Discord in a while, so I'm gonna have to look. Okay, War Sniper. Oh, wait, I said Megan Fleet. Yep, you already mentioned on that. Let's see. Lena, I do like the games, I suppose. Yeah. Some of the games that are coming out look okay, but honestly, the reviews look like shit. Guard says, oh yeah, I just got back Battlefield 1, so you might start seeing clips of that again. Ooh, with the Kirov reporting. Oh wait, wrong game. Might as well be that. Yeah, Battlefield 1 was not bad. I had a major problem with the fact that a bolt action rifle was full automatic. That didn't make any sense. Although a lot of people got mad that the anti-tank rifle was able to snipe people from across the board. Yeah, it's an anti-tank weapon. It's still going to have enough power to take you out from the other side of the board, just like the friggin' Barrett does in Halo. Duh. Lena says, female Achilles. I think I've seen that before. Yeah, and there's Skip saying the name, and I'm just like 5'1", 98 pounds. I'm like, absolutely not. They'd be lucky to be able to pick up a Gladius with one hand without the shield on the other arm pulling them over. And I would call them cornstalk, but that'd be insulting to corn. Doug is saying there are more than a few people I would care less if they ended up in a pine box. Yeah. I could think of a few. And
What? What the fuck?
What I say what the fuck about is Skip with a $10 super chat. And oh, wrong page. Gotta write this down. Ah, shit. And he says, when I was in Florida, I met a YouTube creator for a fishing channel that is using Mac Studio M1. The new M5 is coming out next month. I don't have Mac anything. Unfortunately, because I don't use Mac anything, if I used Mac anything at all, it probably wouldn't work. A lot of these programs are very specific. When I finally get moved downstairs, by the way, guys, I'm glad you brought this actually came out, Skip, because I wanted to let you guys know. Finally, I started getting everything lined up downstairs. The concrete is finally cured, so I can start moving stuff downstairs. Once I am fully in the office, Now, I still got to rewire the motherfucker, which is going to take a full day. Hold on. But once I am down in the office, I will be doing a whole lot more to include that Battletech gaming thing I was telling you guys about, where I would do 3 missions a day. But you guys are going to help me set it up. Not just me. I'm not going to put it on easy mode and go with this. It's you guys. I'm going to actually pull up the what you get to choose from on how difficult you want it to be, and I will go with that. And if that means I end up friggin' not making it, I end up not making it. Or if you end up making it so it's an easy run, it's an easy run. But you guys are going to choose, not me. And that way there's an actual end, because on that game in particular, if you don't have it in particular mode, the actual career mode, there's no actual end to the game. It just keeps going. And then you end up with the world's most well-stocked ship. But anyway, thank you there, Skip. Very much appreciated. Let me where the hell was I? Okay. Erica says, I was looking forward to Troy and Odyssey till I saw the Troy commercial, and Achilles is a joke. Yeah, absolutely. And there she is again. As a kid, I loved Iliad and the Odyssey. Here's the fun thing about Iliad and the Odyssey. They got lost. That the whole premise is the dude got lost. Like, seriously, he didn't know where he was. He kept having to stop and ask for directions, and every time he stopped and asked for directions, he got in deeper and deeper shit. A few things they did get right, which I kind of wish they would have left in the original copy that I read. I read one of the other ones where they actually, let me say this right. There's a point in the Odyssey where they're almost out of water. Their food is gone except for what they can pull from the ocean. And they're like, hey, we need to dock. We need to get on shore. We need to resupply. And he's just like, absolutely not. We are absolutely not stopping. This is Amazon country. They will kill us. They will slaughter us. They might fuck us first, but they're going to kill us if we end up here. Do not fuck with them. And the kicker is they actually found the actual Amazons where they used to live. As Amazons, as you know, female warriors. They found it, and the only problem the Amazons had was they refused to actually people refused to enter their territory, and they couldn't get enough men to procreate with, or they were so concerned with fighting that they pushed off their having kids for too long, and then boom, done. They didn't end up having kids because they usually died in battle. The Amazons were known to be unbelievably ferocious, unbelievably vicious, and unbelievably skilled. They were not strong enough to go against their male counterparts, but they could outmatch them in everything else. So it's like the Star Fury from Halo. It's more maneuverable than anything else. Hold on, magic word. But that one leg up is not going to circumvent everything else. Let's see. Doug is saying, for English class, I remember having to do a book report, an essay on the Odyssey, not to mention Shakespeare, which is another legacy they're trying to destroy. Let's see. Alan's saying he misses Demon. And okay. Doug is saying Neil the Ass Tyson admitted that aliens exist lately. That guy is such a political shill now. He might have been an actual astrophysicist at one time. I don't listen to a fucking word that comes out of his freaking cut mouth anymore. The dude is a political shill now. As soon as he got the triple name recognition, where they mention his middle name, honestly, I don't care. Just call him Dr. Tyson and be over with, because I'll still call him that as much as I don't like him, because he earned it. Pure and simple, because he earned the doctor. He does have a PhD. Is he not the type of doctor I would want around me when I'm actually in trouble? No. But he is a doctor nonetheless. Well, actually, he is a doctor less. He's just a doctor. All right. Skip says, I took Shakespeare in college. Doing so made me dislike Shakespeare instead of enjoying it as I did in high school. Well, in high school, you get a lot more leeway. Not to mention, they're too busy with they want to shove Catcher in the Rye up your nose, which I hated that book. Even as a kid, I hated the book. It's Catcher in the Rye. I'm like, who is this? Why do I got to read about this douchebag? Even before the whole screaming of Quagmire against Brian, where he's like, Holden Caulfield wasn't an intellectual. He was a spoiled brat. Yeah, he was. And until there, I didn't understand. It hit me. I'm like, no wonder I didn't like this book. I hate spoiled assholes. It's just, ugh. Let's see. Erica here saying, yes to Transformer expansion. I'm slightly buzzed, so ignore my girly excitement over burst, please. Okay, hold on. Let me say this. Yes, Transformer expansion. Okay, unfortunately, because I did that, I have to give myself one of these.
You are fined 1 homo suspicion point for violation of the Man Code Morality Statute.
Yeah. As long as I'm not homo confirmed, I'm good. But yeah, I'll look into that one. The one thing about expanding that is, like I said before, once I get downstairs and I have a big whiteboard I can work on instead of just a whole shitload ton of notepads, which are scattered everywhere, by the way. This is I need to get organized. Is I'll be able to write down all the different characters so I don't get lost, so I don't forget somebody. It's very important because I have most of it up in here, and I want to get it out. Which makes me wonder if that's the type of aliens that are coming, because I have found out that if I have a true dose of inspiration, whatever that inspiration is comes into, how do I put this? Well, it kind of comes true. Okay. When I was writing the Battletech story and the guy threw the sack full of dog tags, that was true inspiration. And now I know somebody who does that when he goes on podcasts or on TV or something, just to show everybody, hey, this is the amount of people that we save from self-deletion. You know, it's a visual effect that really helps. Just little things like that. Hell, I knew my brother would end up with a blonde who was very, we'll just say that puberty was inordinately kind. You know, unfortunately, if I had known all this, that's where my brain was going, I wouldn't have left an area behind without dragging a certain girl with me, because I know who I was supposed to end up with, and my dumbass mister. Anyways, let's see. Yeah, Lena says blue Shinano. Yeah, blue dress, white hairs, actually. Erica says, the actress I find sexy is Rachel Weisz. For Ma, Brendan Fraser, Harrison Ford, and Viggo Mortensen. I know two of these. Who's Viggo Mortensen? See, Lenin says that Enterprise is a tier 10 ship, probably. If we're going from tier 1 is God and splitting down, then you're going to have to figure out which Enterprise, because seriously, some of these Enterprises could, if you actually did the numbers, they could delete an entire planet with just what ordnance they have on board. It's crazy. Razorfist did a whole thing on that right around the time he did fuck you, I was right. He mentioned how between comparison of Battletech and Star Trek, Battletech over time, because people keep blowing up factories, the technology is regressing more and more and more because they can't get replacement parts. They can't get new machines. They have to work with what they have, and eventually things just get blown the fuck apart. And Trek just keeps going more and more and more to the point of back the fuck off, bro, as they roll in with a ship the size of a fucking moon. Oh, but it's an exploration ship with that many guns? I don't think so.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Something is right, because we got another $10 super chat from Skip, as he says, please let us know when you'll be on Terrence Pop Show. That was last week. I will send you some Navy stories and jokes. All I can say is for them, all you have to do is if you've got Navy stories and jokes, send them into his email, and they'll get them. It takes a while for them to get through because they get a shit ton of emails. But they do get them. I know because I've sent them emails, and sometimes it takes a week or two for them to get them. And I was, like I said, I was already on the Redonkulous podcast last week. Or not, it was the last week or the week before. I was even wearing that shirt you guys love, says overworked and underfucked. Although I kind of wish I was wearing that instead of the sweatshirt right now, because it's finally getting hot in here. Like, seriously, it's getting warm. Makes me wonder if somebody turned the heat on. But yeah, I'm sure you Navy guys, you guys have some funky ass stories. Every branch has a different way of doing things, and you Navy guys got some weird stuff. Although when it comes to gross, nobody anywhere is going to beat Doc. They've got the grossest of gross stories. I mean, holy jumping Jehoshaphat that they have gross stories. Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh, I feel like an asshole. I am the asshole. Where is it?
All hands to battle stations.
I didn't see that one there, Skip. Sorry. I didn't see where it said any update for your new studio. Yep. It's I had to do some, like I said, I had to do some masonry work, and unfortunately where it is, it takes like 2 to 3 days for it to cure. Now that it's there, I can work on the electrical, and I need to go to Lowe's and get a few more basically pallets worth of sound absorbing material. I found out that if I buy it from Guitar Center, it's unbelievably expensive. It works, but it's really, really, really expensive. Plus, I just got to run to Staples and get a new desk. This desk here is nice, but it's only like 4.5 feet wide. I need like a 6 foot wide desk. This just ain't cutting it. Let me get up here. Let's see. Douglas is up here saying Japan had at least one hybrid BB-CV during World War II. I keep getting those. I think BB was a battleship, if I remember. CV. Is that carrier vessel? CV, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I don't remember. Again, I wasn't a Navy guy. I was not an aqua grunt. Sorry. I was the land-based grunt. I see Erica here saying, never doing this much rum in my Coke again. Hey, rum and Cokes used to be my mistress, the one you always want to beat, or the one you always wanted to go to, but she always left you feeling shitty and making you want more. And the next day you just wake up going, what was I thinking? That's why she's the mistress. Guard saying, I'm not participating in this call because I'm in the middle of playing Battlefield 1. I'm going with 58 kills and 11 deaths because the enemies just keep aimlessly throwing themselves at me. Maybe they like you in a weird way. Let's see. Deathbeds here says, echoing Demon, ditto on liking whatever you put out. Oh, okay. So far, we got most people like whatever, and we got one for go for it, and we'll see. And Demon's back with a full belly. Good to see it. Guards here. I got 2 clips out of 1 battlefield match. It's just me completely dogging on the enemy with an anti-tank rifle. Oh, shit. That ought to be good. Oh, man. I need... if I can sit down and actually do the sound effects for these, I would have a new intro or something. Unfortunately, that intro is long enough where I can't set it up where it will just go in as the intro. The intros are limited to only like 30 seconds. And I would need something that's about like 4 minutes. Let's see. 86 kills, 17 deaths is my best KD ratio in game yet. That is pretty good. See, I've never played those ones outside of like Call of Duty or whatever. And I never got a KD ratio anywhere close to that. That's what 4-1, 5-1 about ish. Yeah, a little under 5-1. The best I ever got, though, absolute best KD ratio I got was in MechWarrior Online. I was playing this missile bolt stalker with a pair of large lasers in it, and I was just that guy kill stealing like a motherfucker, because if I could get a good line on him, I'm literally just one right after another, just wave after wave after wave after wave after wave. And they're busy fighting with somebody else and not realizing that those LRMs are coming in. And yeah, that's about the time anti-air, the AMS started to come in, which is the automated, it's basically the CWIS to take out a lot of the missiles. But anyways, I actually got 11 of the 12 kills on the opponent's side. The only reason I didn't get that last one is because we ran out of time. To this day, I don't know where the hell he was. He wasn't a disconnect, because I went to their spawn area and I'm looking, and so was everybody else. We couldn't find a guy. I swear he was just trolling us. Let's see. Guardian says, I'm going to have to rewatch this stream. I keep going through dead signal. Really? Huh. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Lean says, do you think they have anime cat girls in Area 51? You watched the last Redonkulous stream, didn't you? They went over this. Supposedly there is a official memo, which I hesitate to believe, where a humanoid, non-terrestrial biped was there, who they said was almost completely humanoid in appearance, but had feline characteristics. She was completely hairless. She had a feline ears and a feline tail. And everybody said the same thing. Well, somebody fucked it. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if somebody fucked it. Just because that's what these sick bastards do. The first thing they see is, oh, can I put my penis inside it? No, not a good idea. Now, I will say this. When you go through the description, everybody thinks it's going to be like the anime cat girl, Kitsune, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But they said was completely hairless. In other words, they had the ears, but there was no hair coming off the head, no hair on the ears, and no hair on the tail. So that tail was more akin to a rat tail, if you want to look at it that way. So we'll see. Let's see. And of course, War Sniper saying, I hope they have Kitsunes in Area 51. Oh, jeez. You guys are funny. I mean.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Yeah, that is funny. Let's see. Lena says, Pirate Incorporated is business with the logo, contracts, and shares and services that needs to be serviced to other ships. Actually, they do have that here. You're talking about the one here on the planet right now, because they do have one of those. It's a security company that goes on the cargo ships that are going to be passing through potentially pirate-infested waters. I almost signed up for them once. I haven't seen anything open for him since. Erica says, Betty Boop is the OG and paved way for Jessica Rabbit, plus other more adult catering animated women. And I love her for it. We all do. The only thing with Betty Boop, here's the one thing I do not like. If you go into her actual lore, and this is how she was presented when she was first put on the screen, she's 14 years old. I'm going to say that one again. She's 14. It's the same reason I can't watch that old Sailor Moon cartoon from back in the day. It makes me feel like a dirty old man. And I was only 20 years old when I found out those characters were that young. And even then, I felt like a dirty old man. Ugh. It's a trap. You know, it's terrible. And you got to worry about it. Oh, geez, he's back again. It's Skip.
All hands to battle stations.
With another $10 super chat. And you're making me burn through ink like crazy here, Skip. And he says, question. Was there a real man portable anti-tank gun that is not an RPG? I've heard of them. Hold on. He said the magic word, but never seen taking out a tank. All right. Portable anti-tank gun. Ever since World War I, there has been an anti-tank gun, all the way up until the Abrams was brought in. Now, the original anti-tank gun had no compensator, had no buffer spring. It was basically just a breech-loaded single shot. Ow, that hurt my shoulder. The amount of times you could fire it before you had to be switched out was in the single digits, usually about 4 shots, because there was that much recoil in it. It was strong enough that it could punch through the original tank armor. This was commonplace use. It was swapped out with a bolt action, and they were roughly in 50 BMG. And then World War II, they were upgraded to a 20 millimeter or that caliber. However, they found out it was a lot easier to just use a shape charge at that point. As far as modern day anti-tank gun, just another tank. Honestly, that's your anti-tank gun. There's nothing as man-carryable nowadays that can take out a tank. It's just not possible. Even the armor-piercing incendiaries from the 50 calibers will not punch through that. It literally just sounds like somebody threw a marble against the wall. I mean, during tank training, they do have them drive through an area, and there's somebody on a 50, and they hear the around the side, so they know what it fucking sounds like. Some places used to do that a lot. They don't do it anymore. But as far as portable anti-tank, the Germans had one in World War II that could work against the T-34s. It could not work against a Tiger. It was semi-effective against the Panzer. Well, Panzer actually means tank, but the Panzer, I believe, all the way up until the 4. I'd have to double check on that, but there were man portable anti-tank guns. Once we started going beyond that, it was just there wasn't enough ass behind them. So, and you can see them being used in a couple of movies. It'll just look like this long, just a long cylinder. That's it, with a side-mounted target. No optic, because that'll take your eye. It literally blow your eye out the back of your head. Where was I? Okay, I was somewhere around here. Okay, Lena says, I did really like the Silent Hill games. Yeah, they were fun to watch. I never really got into them myself, mainly because after a while I saw the patterns and it was easy for me to either avoid or already take them out. It wasn't, at least to me, it wasn't spooky anymore. You still have your jump scares, but still. Lena says, I probably meant like a biological woman playing Achilles. The end result is the same regardless. Arrow to the knee. Yeah, you give me the strongest guy in the world. Take his knee out, he'll drop like a stone. Roadhouse. All right. Erica says, Linux Zeron is good for creating and doing YouTube and other art creative stuff. Okay. Let me write that down. Is it Linux? Lin. I'll look that up. All right. Alan also says Achilles was killed by an arrow to the heel. Yep. That's why it's called the Achilles tendon. He actually bled out because it clipped the artery too. He also couldn't escape the fire because he couldn't run. He couldn't walk, couldn't do shit. Once that back in the day, once you blew that tendon out, forget it. You're done. Let's see. Erica says Odysseus is the OG of why men fear stopping for directions. Sorry, couldn't help the joke. No, hey, you're probably right. You know, it's honestly, all they had to do was follow the coastline of the Mediterranean and they would have been fine. But of course, they couldn't do that. So whatever. By the time they got to the end, you know, the task was failed successfully. Let's see. Demon also says, funny thing about the arrow to the knee is a lot of people don't know that the saying means they got married, so killing guards becomes also darker. Man, I'm so tired. I don't want to go to work. Who wants to go for me? Sorry, dude, I'm working. Erica says, Vigo did Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. Oh, the pretty boy, right? I think that's who it was. Most guys I know who are actual warriors do not have that look at all. You'll find the occasional, the very rare ones, but for the majority of times, they just look like the most average guy, and they're the nicest people you ever meet. My trainers, with the exception of one, were that way. Let's see. Lena says, Tier 1, World War II ship. Tier 10, late post World War II. Okay. Now I see what you're saying. Demon's here. Sin, the train thing I sent you. I tried to give you details you could work with, and it's meant to be a one-of-a-kind luxury passport, transport, cargo hauler, combat thing. Jack of all trades, huh? I'll keep looking for it. Erica says, Rachel did Evelyn O'Connell from the Mummy franchise. I barely remember that. I honestly... I barely remember the Mummy thing. I know it was good. I just barely remember it. Eric also says, 1990s, not the black and white ones. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, there's Skip clarifying. I knew it was carrier vessel. Okay. But he's verifying it for me. Thank you. I appreciate that because I was just totally lost for some reason. Well, not totally lost, mostly lost. Demon here. Wish I could send you clips, but I haven't really been gaming. Been busy. Hey, you're preaching to the choir on this one. And, a lot of people would think,
congratulations, you played yourself.
But I say absolutely not. You're doing the right thing. You're doing what you got to do. So, Hopefully it's not causing too much
emotional damage.
Anyway, Eric is here saying, concerning your comment on Run. Exactly. Like all of you putting up with my dumb. Nah, don't worry about it. Demon's up here says, and if this date goes well, I will have less free time. Hey, dude, I don't think anyone's going to complain here. Does it look like I'm dating? I'm hanging out with a couple of waifus at the moment. So, yeah, does it look like I'm dating at the moment? So, yeah. Erica says, I hope that Area 51, they have cat people to snuggle with. Cat snuggles are the best. I'm not giving myself another point. That is just adding on. I will say, here's the fun part. Not only has sci-fi ripped off from anime by taking the show Outlaw Star and basically copy and pasting it into Firefly, but they actually had a anime, I believe, don't kill me on this, but it was called Cat Girl Cuties, and it was about aliens that arrived on Earth who were a bunch of cat girls. And the reason why they were all girls is because the number of males that is born in their culture is like 1 in 30 or something like that. It's crazy low. So, yeah. Who knows? Maybe life is going to imitate art. I know I didn't write any cat girl cuties. I mean, not that type. So, we'll see. I just keep wondering which one of my stories is actually going to come to life here. And honestly, some of them I don't think you guys would like. There's certain ones like my commissioned work. Some things on those guys, it was difficult for me to write because I was about ready to puke. Other things I'm just like, okay, this is going to be interesting because now I have to change entire societies. So we'll see how things go on that. Douglas says, there's also Area 52, Black Mesa, and a few others. Yes, there are many, many, many other areas. By the way, the number 51 or 52 doesn't compile the way you're thinking. It doesn't mean there's another 50 other sites. It was a number given to them by a different reason. The numbers actually mean something else. I'm trying to remember exactly how it is, and I'm drawing a fucking blank. I need a fresh drink. That one's empty. Let's see. Demon says, they always make you feel guilty when you have to give up and they're on your lap. Okay, yeah, he's talking about cats. Wait a minute, are you talking about cats or cat girls? Because I'm sorry, if a cat girl curls up on my lap, depending on the cat girl, well, swing. Yeah. I know most guys, in particular a certain sniper, thinking that and going, giggity, giggity, giggity goo. Stick around. Let's see. Lena says, I was thinking about anime cat girls during the time when Area 51 raid was a thing 6 years ago. Yeah, I can't believe they actually thought about doing that. If you guys are lost on that, supposedly a bunch of civilians were going to rush Area 51 and they were going to get inside like it's some sort of Scientology church. Yeah, you do realize if you cross that line, they will go to arrest you. But if you fight them, they are given the order to shoot to kill. It even says there on the sign. That being said, I wish I knew where the video was for this. Picture, if you will, guy drives up to this. A lot of people go up to the signs to like get a picture, just to look, but a lot of times it's right next to a berm. You can't really see over the berm. Well, guy drives up. He's maybe 20 feet away from the sign, says, this is a military facility. Do not cross. Lethal force authorized. And as he's sitting there setting up his camera to take a picture, You can see in the video, a truck comes up, somebody gets out and is looking at him with binoculars. He goes in his truck, pulls out a piece of poster board, holds it up, and on the board that it says, "Just taking a picture. Please do not," and "please" was in big letters. "Please do not shoot me." And he holds it up for a little while and makes sure it's seen, and he just puts it away. He stands next to this. He doesn't pass the sign. He stands next to it. He gets his picture, verifies it's good, looks over. The guy's still watching him. He pulls out another piece of poster board, says, "Thank you, have a nice day." And he just puts it away, puts his stuff away, and drives the fuck off. And honestly, I think it would have been better if he held up a sign that says, "Thank you for not shooting me." And but yeah, that was if anybody can find that for me, for some reason I think they either memory hold it or somebody deleted it, but I thought that was just funny. Anyway, guards here saying, I mean, the British had the boys ATR, which was a shoulder mounted anti-tank rifle that they could easily use by a single soldier. That might be the same one I'm talking about. That actually, I think that one was the breech loader. Or sorry, the bolt action. Let's see. Demons. I still love the Internet Explorer meme of it on a plane saying it's on the way to Area 51. Yeah, sure you are. In all honesty, the amount of firepower that those guys are most likely have available to them, you're not going to get close. You might get about halfway before suddenly part of you simply disappears into a pile of pink mist along with the rest of you. Lena says, anime loves using anti-tank rifles in the different anime with guns because they are so very cool and stronger than a 50 caliber. Well, the first ones were 50 caliber. They had to upgrade them when the armor got better. It's literally the fight between attack and defense. I mean, well, in case in point, once gunpowder became used, a lot of soldiers on the battlefield, they would have a dedicated shield bearer, and they would actually bring up the heavy shield when the muskets were about to fire, and they would line the shields up, and that's the only way they could protect themselves. The armor they wore was thinner than sheet metal. It would blow right through like it wasn't even there, unless it was extremely low caliber shit. But I should say, what if they ended up, and they never, the only people that learned this, believe it or not, was the Chinese. When they started using matchlock rifle or muskets, is they would actually set them up and actually angle the shield so the shot would ricochet up and away, and that would keep them safe. Though most of the Western folks, by the time they realized that they could make a shield thick enough and they could have designated shield bearers, they made better cannons, they made better powder, they made it so they could fire faster, because all you had to do was get close enough. Once you breach the lines, if somebody's just holding a matchlock musket, which is the one where you had to, blow on it to get the coal hotter, it takes forever to reload the damn things. And you have to hold them a certain way or else they don't work. But you know what they say, if you want to catch a mouse, build a mouse trap. Well, then they build a better mouse, so you got to build a better mouse trap. It's back and forth and back and forth. Let's see. SS Demon saying, I still love the... I just read that. Lena says that anime... God damn it. Where the fuck was I? Douglas here. During World War II, the Russians had a 20 millimeter rifle designed as an anti-tank gun. Yeah, and that motherfucker, you could fire maybe twice before you say, somebody swap out with me now. That thing kicked like a motherfucker. They had one of those on one of the firearm channels. And no shit, the guy's used to firing a goddamn elephant gun. He fired that one you're talking about, And the first thing he said was never again. I'm like, I wouldn't think so. The 20 millimeter could actually punch through most tanks. The only one it had a really hard time was the Tiger. And the only reason was the powder they were using back then didn't have as much ass behind it as modern day propellant does. Let's see. Alan says, my Deuce was a single shot anti-tank rifle at one point. Yeah. I'd rather just put it on full automatic and shred the entire fucking tank if I could, but whatever. Now, the thing is, at medium range, an M2, which is the Ma Deuce, could punch through the sides of a Sherman if you caught it broadside. You have to get within a certain range so it doesn't lose enough power, but yeah, it would work. The front armor on any tank is always stronger, or I should say the strongest. That's why a lot of these rounds would simply bounce off. Chris says, I'm still here. Feel like hell, but I'm here. Did you get my email? I don't believe I did. I'd have to look, and I can't. I tried that once and I lost the stream. I'm not going to try that again. I'll look. You know, let me write it down. Miss Nixon email. All right, I have written down. I'll be able to look for it. Guard says, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about with the gun. I believe it's called the PTR. Very big surprise. British abandoned the boys' ATR after the African campaign. Yeah. Yeah. ATR as far as anti-tank rifle. For some reason, my brain took like a second to remember that. Let's see. Guard says Russia was still using the PTR up to the Cold War because they just kept making better ammunition for it to the point where they could actually take out a Tiger or damage it side on. Yep. Now, granted, they really couldn't do that till after World War II, but yeah. As far as I know, you'd have to hit certain parts of the Tiger for it to penetrate. Or, yeah. And I'm trying to think as hard as I can. Trying to think of a time a Tiger was taken out with one of these anti-tank rifles, and I can't think of a single time. I know one had its track shot off, but honestly, tracking a tank is common. He continues with, and that's saying something because originally it was meant to fight Panzer 2s and 3s, but as the war progressed, they just kept upgrading the gun and the caliber, and believe it ended with a 35 millimeter round, and it required a crew of 2 to haul it and use it compared to the original crew of 1 that it needed. It also went from 9 feet or 6 feet long to 9 feet long in the process too. Wow, I'm burping like crazy. Exactly. It was a very, very cumbersome weapon, and I don't believe I've ever seen one at 35 millimeter round. That's some serious ass behind that round right there. The Bradley fighting vehicle fires a 25 millimeter. So you got to figure it's what, almost 50% more behind it. That's a lot. And in all honesty, a lot of the not heavily armed tanks around the world, a Bradley fighting vehicle with its armor piercing shells will just shred that motherfucker. Don't ask me how I know this, but I do know it. It's not like we found some old hulks of tanks and decided to put a few hundred rounds through them just to practice get our gunner some practice when they had some downtime. But yeah, that thing was crazy. Now I will say also, Guard, when it comes to the team that has to use this gun now, and a 2-person team, a standard dismounted 50 caliber, as in Ma Deuce team, is 6. Okay, you got one strictly for the receiver. You have one strictly for the barrels. You got 2 barrels in there. You got one for the tripod, and the other 3 are strictly for ammunition. They are to carry at least 2 cans apiece. And that, I don't care who you are. I don't care what piece you're carrying. That shit's heavy. That shit is extremely heavy. That shit is excruciatingly heavy. And if you got to hike that son of a bitch up one of the hills like they have over in Korea, good fucking night. Woo! That's just some fucked up shit. There's Draven says, I think you're talking about Cat Planet Cuties. Yes, I was. Lena says, now I know that Thundercats is actually real. We'll see it. Here's the fun thing about Thundercats. Do you ever realize that Lion-O actually called the rest of the Thundercats over by making them follow a red laser pointer? Think about that. It's just, it's crazy. My head hurts so much. Because it's not something you think about when you're a kid. I mean, it's crude, but it's effective. Cats will naturally jump at it. Guard saying, I actually remember watching Cat Planet Cuties, more specifically the uncensored version. A lot of cat titties. And he says, to be honest, I have to respect the MC in that one for owning up to a lot of his screw-ups and staying loyal to the main cat chick. Boy, that sounds weird, the cat chick. Till the end, even when the dog chick was trying to drug and seduce him. Didn't she end up like jumping his bones at one point, or at least getting damn close? And the whole thing about cats versus dogs and stuff like that, I'm like, come on, people. I think the Snidely Whiplash robot dog was just over the top. Just too much. But then again, I didn't write it. Maybe that was just funny for some people. The whole idea of every single game was a strip game and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm here for the plot. It's right there in front of you. And I'll tell you what, if that guy, right at the end when they had him change into a tomcat, I'm sure at that point they had all sentenced him
to death by Snoo Snoo.
I love that button. All right. Let's see. I do have to say also, since we were talking about like the aliens and stuff here, if it turns out that this is simply Operation Bluebeam, I know exactly why they're doing it. And it's so fucking simple. It's scary. It's the fact that they've hidden all this technology for so long. And even though they've offed a bunch of their own scientists, all they've done is made it worse. Now people are looking into what those folks were working and realizing, oh shit, this is real. Are anti-gravity, also known as repulsor engines, real? Yes. I have somebody in my writing group who looks at me and says, that's not even possible. That breaks the laws of physics. I said, they can make light move faster than light. They can make faster than light sound waves. How is that even possible? It's like, it's called a tachyon wave. Okay. That's a real thing. You start talking about, quantum entanglement and stuff like that. And he's stuck in working with electrical, simply stuff coming out of the box. I can't fault him for that because people understand different shit. Now, that being said, again, if it's Operation Bluebeam, what they're trying to do is have a way of releasing the technology without everybody being unbelievably pissed that their loved ones had usually died slowly. And they could have been saved and saved a lot of time, a lot of agony by this technology. But they said, "Oh, well, it was alien tech. We didn't understand it." They're trying to cover their own ass. They're always trying to cover their own ass. So yeah, up here, Lena says, "I watch Area 52 YouTube channel. That's how I have seen video about UFO disclosures." Interesting. There you go, folks. Area 52. Chris says the real Area 51 is under Las Vegas Airport. That's why the Janus flight leaves from there. Yeah. If you guys haven't looked up the Janus flight, go ahead. I'm not going to go through that one. Warsnumber says, Sin, I would literally pat her if I had a kitsune on my lap for sure. If she is a mature one.
X doesn't trust me right now.
Really? Why not?
Because I got to use a sniper rifle and I ended up unloading a round into her ass.
Hey, chicka bum bum.
Caboose, what did I tell you about that?
Sorry.
And then he continues, and scratch the back of her fox ears and make them go down because it's just adorable. Guardian here saying it's 2032. Stop the drop off the van at work. Finally going home. Go home. Phone home, or no, there's phone home on it. Yeah. Yeah, make sure you get enough. And by the way, if you're that tired, make sure you get enough water in your system so you feel a little bit more refreshed when you wake up. Granted, you got to run to the bathroom before you piss yourself, but still, it's a whole lot better than the alternative. Demon says, man, clear all day. I'm not getting ready for, clear all day. I'm not getting ready for work, and it starts pouring down. Yeah, that's pretty much the way it was here. I mean, granted, yeah, I can move my arm without too much pain, but I can't put any stress on it. But yeah, it looked like it was going to pour here. Then it got bright and the wind started kicking up real bad. It was just crazy. Demon says, not now, not autocorrect. Stop it. No worries. Guard says, when I used to play the old game Enlisted, before it became pay to win Chinese hacker player cesspool. At one point, I don't know if it was the game Enlisted, but they actually had different rooms where an entire squad will be in a different room away from each other, and you had to accomplish a mission that they programmed. And no shit, this was in the Army. And we're, Xbox controllers. Now I was having trouble because it's been a while since I used one. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, we're moving up, doing a bounding Overwatch. And next thing I know, the guy's moving up. They take a little bit of contact. And then my guy's giving them cover, pop like 3 guys. And it's this whole mess that goes on. And it was actually pretty good. I mean, the resolution was god awful. It was Tomb Raider 1 level bad, but it worked. It continues with the funniest thing hold on. The funniest thing I used to do was literally use an anti-tank rifles for everything but anti-tank. Mostly because dynamite was absolutely broken back then and could tap most tanks. I'm guessing he's talking about Battlefield 1 with a dynamite, little TNT action. And even Demon played Enlistment from time to time. I used to play a long time ago a game called Day of Defeat. And it was a absolute, if you're killed, you're done. You don't get respawned type thing if you set it up a certain way. And other times you got a certain amount of times you can respawn. So, yeah. And we got the Guardian Sage. Wait a minute. No, that's Guard.
May the Schwartz be with you.
And let me write this down. And he has a $5 super chat with cat girls are called Nico Mata. Kitsune are strictly foxes. Both are very nice. Okay, hey, there you go. I'm actually going to write that down right now. Cat girls. Cat girls equal Nico Mata. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I'm glad you cleared that up. So next time I do something with the kitty girls, which actually something familiar is actually kind of sort of done with that portion. So we'll see how it goes. Could have used that about a week ago. Anyway. Okay, I scrolled up way too far. Hold on. Let's see. Erica says, we almost had an industrial revolution in ancient Rome and again in pre-modern India and China. It was the 1200s, 1300s that we came micrometers from an industrial revolution in Europe, and the church blew it. No offense to Catholics. No, that was about the time of the Spanish Inquisition, if my memory serves right, and they destroyed a lot. Okay, they destroyed a whole lot. It was honestly somebody with their head shoved up their fourth point of contact. That's what happened. Anyway, we got Guard. He says, but since the anti-tank rifles could fire so far before the bullets dropped, it was out sniping the snipers because they had to deal with bullet drop. Hold on. You said your magic word. You said your magic word. But I didn't at most ranges. What the? I thought I heard somebody moving around. War Sniper says, I got to go to sleep. I'm very tired. Everybody's saying good night. Have sweet dreams. See, Lena says, I think I heard about a 50 caliber revolver on the internet. Don't bother with that. If you want to get something that nasty, go get my friend Wildy. You know, Wildy is here. A smaller version of the African game cartridge, which is actually, if you look, those are hollow points, and they will simply blow a torso open. Or you could just get if you like a revolver, just get a Judge. It fires 38, 357, and 410. Well, it's kind of heavy. It's bulky too, but it works. Alan's also got to leave, saying goodnight. Deathbed's up here, asking Eric, you probably already know this, but the Catholic Church forbade marriage for clergy due to them leaving churches to their descendants as well. Oh, so they were trying to make it lineage. I didn't actually know that one. Huh. So that's good to know. The thing is, anything that's lineage based, and yes, I did write that in this one, Raised by Humans, I believe, and a few others, where just like anything else that's lineage based, as far as the government is concerned, you're only one generation away from everything going to shit. 100% everything going to shit. So, let's see. Down here, we also got War Sniper saying, I don't care if they cover their ass. I want the tech to stay alive, get available. I want to live still when spaceships is communalized and we get our own ships and don't have to worry about our age. Yeah, that would be nice. Actually, that's got to do with frequency. I will say this, the one of the things you got to worry about is if they hit you with the wrong frequency, your head's going to hurt so bad. Oh, man. And you're probably going to throw up. It'd be really bad if you got metal in your body. If you got metal anywhere in your body, you're going to be feeling some pain. Some serious fucking pain. Reason being is it shakes too much. It literally will vibrate itself free. He continues, don't want to have to worry about your age or dying. I don't plan to die in the next 1,000 years. After that, you can ask me. Yeah. You're going to become a hide under. Yeah, make sure you don't lose your head. Says, indeed, I like high school DxD, black hair, Nico Mata Kiroka the most. Oh, that's what's her name's sister, right? And everybody keeps telling her to keep her legs shut. If I remember correctly, because I haven't seen anything past the first, I think first or maybe second season. And it's like 10 now. Demon says, hey, I want to ask you if you could reference the Guardian Order in one of my PAI stories. Yeah, there's no problem at all. Have to leave for work now, sadly. Have a good night. See you all when I get back. I'll see you when I get back. Okay, and Guard here saying, so if I've heard these rumors right, Star Wars might be going back to the original lore with a new series. Yes, they are memory holing the Star Wars 3 sequels. They're getting rid of it because they realize it is so bad. It is costing them so much fucking money that they're saying, fuck all this shit. Or no, here, help me out, Cartman.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
That's what they're saying. Let's see. Now, of course, everybody worked on, so, oh no, you can't possibly do that. What about these characters? The characters nobody gives a shit about. You already destroyed the legacy characters. Carrie Fisher isn't around anymore, so they can't bring her in unless they CGI her, which is going to piss people off. If they can get, while the two, Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford are still alive, if you can get those two and a CGI Carrie Fisher on there, along with a guy who played Lando, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, get them together at the same time, that would be fucking awesome. Guard was continuing, says, and they're hinting at the following, the Vong War, the Ujie Vong, or however that's supposed to be, which would be pretty cool because that was quite the bloody conflict. I'd say so when you're reaching into the over 10 trillion casualties. I mean, it literally turned the city planet of Coruscant into a nightmare fuel place. I mean, it literally is nightmare fuel. You can never clear that place of those things ever, because they're taking up every nook and cranny. You literally would have to aim the Death Star at it and blow the planet up to get it cleared. Warsnam says, yes, she wants the red dragon and the white dragon's baby so bad. And he continues, and yes, Karuka is part of Fairnet's harem too, of course. There you go. That's like mixing angels and harpies. They both have wings. Erica says, leaving churches to offspring started soon after the full collapse of Roman Empire in Europe. Those in Rome started cracking down on churches as inheritance in 400 to 500 AD, if I remember. Holy shit. Yeesh. That's some hard times. All right, looks like most everybody has started to either get way too drunk to comment or is starting to leave. So, we got War's number here. To be honest, she is the only cat girl in his harem. Well, there you go. The black sheep, so to speak. Anyway, I am going to sit here and do my. Where is it? You know what? I got a brain full of squirrels. And never gets old. All right. I'm going to end this for tonight, guys. We've been going for 2.5 hours. It's been a really long stream. So I also have to finish up the end of the story and get the editing done on that. So it's going to be another probably 45 minutes before I'm even possibly done. So I'm going to end with the safety brief. You guys know, if you drink, you don't drive. If you drive, you don't drink. If your buddy wants to drink and drive, feel free to beat their ass. It's a whole lot easier to explain to the cops, and they'll usually probably give you a good either high five or shake your hand for keeping somebody off the road who's been drinking too much. Also, if your little soldier is going into the bush, make sure he wears his poncho it gets wet in the bush.
Giggity giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.
At least if you know what you're doing. Aside from that, guys, again, be careful on the roads. It is, you got a lot of critters running around and they can come out of nowhere and scare the shit out of you. I know one just the other day did to me. I almost turned the car into the other lane. It was too late to do anything. So just remember this one thing. If you see one critter on the road, be aware there's probably another one somewhere close by. Even if they're just sitting on the side of the road or they've already crossed, slow down because you don't know which one's going to jump where. Okay? Aside from that, make sure you guys are eating well. Make sure you guys are moving around because if you slow down, you go down. And the fuck was that? And aside from that, oh, saw a fawn born while driving. Oh, that's interesting. Aside from that, guys, take care of yourselves. I will see you here next time. Same Syntax time, same Syntax channel. I'll see you then. Good night.